So I actually got these acrylics for Christmas, and I haven't had the guts to try them until today. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be trying these Liquitex Basics acrylics. It's a set of 48 for the first time today. So I did take this cardboard off and look at them. They come in these individual like plastic cases. But that's what I'm going to get into today. So these are only 22 mils in size, but it comes with 48 colors, like I said before. So I feel like this would give me a good chance to try out some colors and figure out what colors I use the most before I go ahead and purchase more, and even whether I like to use acrylics or not. I'm going to be attempting this picture. I'll put it up on the screen somewhere here. I did this with watercolor pencils, but I really love bright backgrounds, bright skies. So I'm going to try to attempt some kind of version of this with these acrylics today. For my canvas, I'll be using this Art Alternatives canvas. It's an 8x10. And it's weird because it says it's 8 ounce primed and 3 ounce unprimed cotton. This is primed with acrylic gesso, and it's 100% cotton, it says, but I'm not sure how you can be primed and unprimed at the same time. But I believe we received this in either a Smart Art or a Palettefull box, so I figured I would go ahead and try that out. I've also got this glass palette here that I'm going to try. When I received it, I didn't realize it was a gray background, but supposedly that's so that you can see your colors better. It gives you sort of like a neutral background. So I'm going to be trying that out too. I've got this bucket here that I can rinse my brushes off, and it's got these nice little areas where it'll get in and rinse off the brushes, and then maybe a spot where I can have some clean water. And for my brushes, I just have an assortment of different brushes here. So I've got some Simply Simmons brushes. I've got this big, what is this, a Grumbacher filbert brush that I can't remember where I got, but I've barely used. So I might use this. This might be a good size to try to blend some stuff out. I've also seen people take like a blush brush and like blend out so you get like a smoother blend. So I might try that with this. This is just a cheap blush brush I got at the dollar store, I think. So we might try that. And I'm going to go ahead and get things set up, and then we'll get right into the artwork. Okay, so I picked out some of the colors that I want to use for this piece. I've got titanium white, Mars black, cadmium yellow medium hue, cadmium orange hue, quinacridone magenta, dioxazine purple, and ultramarine blue. I just sort of picked some random colors that I thought would be good together. Now, one thing I like on the back of this, it tells you whether they're opaque or semi-opaque, permanent, and what their light fastness is. So all of them were light fast 1, except for the dioxazine purple, which was a light fast 2, which is very good. So I do appreciate that the Liquitex Basic acrylics are still mostly light fast. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze out some colors, and then we'll get right into it. Now, I have no idea if these are going to be enough of each color to cover the background, but that's what I'm going to start with for now, and I can always add more color after. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my brush wet. I don't want it too wet, I guess. And I'm kind of nervous to get started, but you know what? We're just going to dive in and have some fun. So I'm going to start with this yellow, and yeah, I'm definitely going to need some more color for sure, I think. Yeah, that little splotch didn't cover much at all, but it's a pretty color. Oh gosh. Oh, and I've already got a hair in there. Okay, well maybe I can start adding in some of this. Wow, whoa, that's orange. Some of this orange color. Okay, I need to put a little bit more of the yellow. Try to mix these two colors together. Maybe get a smidge of water. Now, the water to paint consistency ratio, that's something I'm going to have to, you know, play with and figure out. But maybe I should have wet the canvas first? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I feel like if I try to go back down into the yellow, that's not good. So I should rinse out. And dab that off, and I'm gonna scoop that little bit of yellow and just try to get, oh, we got orange down there. Just try to bring a little bit more yellow up into our orange. And I'm glad I put some cardboard down underneath of this. Okay, I think I need to go back in and touch up the yellow a bit down here. I hope it's still wet enough. Ah, so maybe I need to get my water further away from me, because every time I splash my brush into the water, it splashes on the canvas. Okay, let's just, let's try to, oh no, oh no. Can we fix it? Maybe if I just wipe it enough. Okay, it's going away, it's going away. Okay. When in doubt, just rub over it enough. Oh, I'm making a mess. Okay, let's go back up. Oh no, where's that water droplet coming from? Okay, I feel like I need to stop touching it, and I've made a rainbow of a background. Maybe I used too many colors. I was just like, let's use all the colors that I like. But it's kind of coming out okay, but I'm going to gently rinse my brush. Let's push this away a little bit. Maybe I need to get a bigger bucket or just keep this further away, because I've already got water everywhere. Yeah, I might have to get a bigger bucket or something. But it does rinse the brush out pretty good, I have to say. Okay, so I don't know if I dare go in with this or not and try to like smooth out some edges. You know what? Let's be bold. Let's try it. So from what I've seen people do, you just barely touch the canvas. Oh. Oh, it's kind of working. Well, kind of. I have like a weird spot. Okay, I think at this point I just need to let it dry and stop playing with it, because I'm starting to lift some of the color. So I think I'm just going to go ahead, let this dry. Now, I usually use my heat tool to let things dry, but I've heard with acrylics you need to use a cool heat. So I'm actually going to go grab my blow dryer, my hair dryer, and use like the cool setting for that. And we'll see how it looks once it's dry, because I can already see a little bit of patchiness going on. But you know what? I have to say, for my first time, it's not horrible. Okay, so now that it's dry, I don't think it's horrible, but it's definitely my edges. I can see some patchiness and some evenness. So I'm going to try to go ahead and do one more layer and just see if I can make it a little bit smoother. I've put out the yellow, the magenta, the purple, and the blue again. I feel like that cadmium orange just was kind of a little overpowering, and I'm just going to leave that one out this time. So I'm going to go ahead and just do one more quick layer and see what it looks like. Okay, so I managed to make it a little bit smoother with the second layer, and I like it a little bit better how it came out now. Boy, those colors are vibrant though, and I'm loving it. But I've learned I've got to put down a lot more paint than I think I need. I had to go back in a couple of times and add more paint. So definitely with acrylics, I think one of the main things is just add way more paint than you think you need. So now what I think I'm going to attempt to do is create some clouds. I'm not very good with clouds, so let's see how this turns out. But this is all about experimenting and trying new things and just having some fun. So as I'm waving these brushes around, I just picked two brushes, a little bigger brush and a smaller brush so I can blend it out. Sort of like I would with watercolors. We're going to try that and see how it goes. Okay, so I may have went a little overboard with the cloud. I maybe didn't need to fill up the whole sky with clouds, but that's okay. So lesson 2, less is more when it comes to clouds. But that's okay because we're going to cover this up with our palm trees. So I just put some of the Mars Black paint out here. And I'm going to do the main trees with just this filbert brush. And then I've got a couple of these grass combs here. So what they're like is a filbert, but the bristles are spread out a little bit. So I've got this King Art grass comb, and I've got this Princeton Select brush, and it says it's a filbert grainer. And one's just a little bit bigger than the other, so I'll try out those and see which is better to create the little like leaves coming down from our palm trees. And then if worse comes to worse, I can just take like just a regular brush. Like, do I have any regular brushes? Like something like this where it's just got a pointed tip and then just create them that way, because that's what I do in watercolor. but I figured let's, you know, just go ahead and try this. Okay, so I think this is done, and I don't hate it. I mean, this is the first time I've used acrylics, so of course it's not going to come out perfect. I definitely would do the clouds differently. Um, I like the blend that I ended up getting in the background, especially on the second layer. I think using a little less colors, I just was kind of like, there's 46 colors, let's use them all. But I'm pleasantly surprised how this turned out. I actually did like using this, but it was really hard, again, to figure out like the water to paint ratio to really get some really nice lines. But it was a lot faster than just going in with one brush and doing every little individual piece quicker. I think I like the King Art one better than the Princeton, but mind you, I only used this a couple of times. I used this for both of these trees down here, and I think I just got used to using it by that point. So when I switched to this one to do this tree, I think I was already used to the way I needed to use this one. I think the hardest thing for me to transition to using acrylics more is the paint to water ratio and how to use it that way. Overall, I don't hate how this turned out. Let me know if you guys want to see me do some more acrylic stuff down in the comments below. I actually quite enjoyed this, even though, you know, I was kind of stressed some of the time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe and give a like to the video. Leave a comment down below, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!